Hi yogis, welcome. This is a practice for anxiety, to work with and through any anxiety that you're suffering from. The yoga practice is certainly not a replacement for professional attention if you do struggle from a lot of anxiety, but your yoga mat is a place where you can hold space for yourself to work through some of the debilitating feelings and thoughts that come up as a direct result of anxiety. You cultivate your own awareness of who you are, why you're suffering from anxiety, and how you can work through it. And you use this safe little space, you use this practice as a tool to work through your anxiety in conjunction with any professional assistance that you need. The yoga practice it's this tool to look inward and to ask yourself what you need, how you can curtail all of the symptoms of anxiety, things like obsessive thinking or a fluttering heart or dizziness, how you can deal with those things on your own. It's there is movement in this practice, but there is also some stillness as we sit still. Sometimes little dogs help with anxiety as well. If you can find a little dog to pet, it's very helpful. So we'll start with a seated meditation. Harness your breath. So use a 3-part breath. Bring your hands to your belly. Expand your belly as you inhale. And then exhale, belly button to spine. Do that a couple more times. Expand and contract your belly. Yoga in all of its forms insists on breath awareness. That's where you start. And then you add some movement. So a couple more of these deep belly breaths. You can add a count. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Let's see if my techniques work with Spruce Man. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Couple more. And then start to integrate neck movement. So drop your right ear over towards your right shoulder. And then roll your neck through center and over to the left shoulder. So you're going to approach your practice with a feeling of curiosity. As best you can, let go of any issues that you have with your physical appearance, with your practice. Maybe you haven't done your practice in a while and you're feeling kind of guilty about that. Let that go. Don't let the practice be another source of anxiety. Your practice is just a tool to manage your anxiety. And start some torso circles. So hands are on your knees. Start making some big circles with your upper body. Again, just a feeling of curiosity here. Breath and movement. Switch directions. And then set yourself up for a wide-legged child's pose. If you need a prop, I've set up a couple of props here nearby. You can use a rolled up blanket here if you have really stiff knees, or you can't quite get into child's pose. And the prop just goes between your calves and your hips, and then you fold forward. And either a book or a block underneath your forehead to make some space. Sit yourself down and into child's pose and feel really safe and nurtured here. You're safe on your mat. And as best you can, your mat is a place that's free from judgment. Sit yourself up. And then just get rid of your props. Hands are on the mat, and start with some big circles with your hips. So when I teach this in a studio class, I usually tell students to close their eyes so that they can start to feel the practice in their own bodies without looking around at what the other students or what the other teachers look like. But you have the privilege of being in your own house. So nobody's looking at you and you're not comparing yourself to anyone. Just checking out the mobility in your hips. And then come to cat-cow. So your hands and knees are on the mat. Lift your tailbone and your gaze up. Lift your forehead to the sky. And then round forward, exhale. Sort of this combination of lifting into a back bend, opening your heart up to new possibilities, and then rounding forward, exhaling, letting go of any stale energy. Inhale. Lift your heart up to new ideas. Exhale. See if you can let go of any debilitating feelings that are in your way. Exhale. And then stay on your hands and knees, but interlace your right hand behind your head. Point your elbow straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And then tuck your right elbow down to your left wrist. And we'll do that 3 times. So just opening and closing your wing. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. One more time, reaching up. And then sweep your right arm underneath your left for thread the needle. Take 2 breaths here, resting the crown, the side of your forehead on the mat. And then come back onto all fours. Left hand behind the back of your head, other side. So spread your wing, reach up. Exhale, left elbow to right wrist. Keep going. We're just getting warmed up. This practice, it's always a journey. It's not a destination. And it's kind of like combating any kind of anxiety. You just work your way through it day by day, hour by hour, sometimes minute by minute. And you start to develop all of these tools in your repertoire to manage any debilitating anxious thoughts that come back, that just run through your mind. One more time, reach up. And then tuck in, exhale. Anyone else has their puppy practicing with them? They always take every opportunity when you're down on the ground to come in and say hi. Sit your heels back, sit your bum back down on your heels, press the mat away from you as firmly as you can, and then press back to downward facing dog. Exhale. Just hold here for about 5 breaths.
It doesn't matter what your down dog looked like in the past or what it might look like in the future. Right now, this is it. However high your heels are, wherever your gaze, whether you can gaze at your kneecaps or at your toes, whatever, just a couple of breaths here in down dog, right here, right now. And then create a little bit of core strength. Come forward to high plank and hold here. Press the mat away from you as firmly as you can. Imagine that you're broadening across your upper back. So shoulder blades are spreading wide. And then lower to the mat as slowly as you can. Tuck your elbows in beside you. Exhale, come all the way down. You should have landed, or you should land with your hands right underneath your shoulders. If not, set yourself up. Press your toenails into the mat and then slowly lift up and into cobra. Look up. And then just as slowly lower yourself back and down. And you'll lift and lower 3 times. And if you want, attach that little narrative, lifting your heart up into possibilities. As you exhale, letting go of any stale energy, anything you no longer need. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. We call this breathing cobra. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, press yourself back to down dog, through child's pose if you like, or just directly back and into down dog. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. And as slowly as you can, roll up to standing. Chin is tucked. So you're drawing yourself up, reaching up to new possibilities. When you get there, reach your hands overhead. Look up towards your thumb. Stand up bravely. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Exhale. Tadasana is mountain pose. Standing here, feet and hands by your side, feet pressing into the mat. Just feel firm and strong and steady in this moment. Coming through a half sun salutation. Hands reach up. Breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Halfway lift and lengthen. Breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Stand up, inhale. Come through that one more time, actually 2 more times. Fold forward, exhale, hands down. Look up, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Stand up, inhale. One more time like that. Fold, exhale. Lengthen, look up, breathe in. Exhale and fold. Stand up. Tadasana. Stand strong and proud. Bring your hands to your waist and then step your right foot back into a long lunge. Bring your right knee down to the mat. Inhale your hands up and then exhale, reach forward. Don't concern yourself too much with what you look like. It doesn't have to be a prescriptive type of yoga. If you want to, you can always practice very concise, dogmatic style where everything has particular alignment. But right now, just be creative in your movement. Be optimistic about what you have, what your joints can do, and then add some creativity to the poses. So just coming in and out of a lunge. Maybe juice up your back leg is straight. Reach your hands up. Exhale, tipping forward. Do that one more time. From here, come into easy twist. So tip forward and then right hand to the mat, left hand reaches up. If you have a block handy, why not use it? Right hand is down on the inside of your front foot. Left hand reaches up to the ceiling. Easy twist. Bring both hands down to the mat. No need to come up to standing. Just walk your feet over to, or hands over to the other side. Bring the block with you. And then starting with the low lunge, left knee down, adding that creative movement. Inhale your hands up. exhale down. So if you've been suffering for anxiety for a long time, keep going with this movement. You've probably heard a lot of platitudes from people who think that they're helping you. Things like, it'll get better, don't stress, be patient with yourself. You've heard these things, you know these things. You've probably heard them from professionals as well. And I'm not saying they're not useful, they certainly are, but this practice of yoga, it gives you an opportunity to listen to your own intuition. You know what's best. You know how to navigate your way through these really debilitating emotions that plague so many of your interactions with the world. Juice up that back leg. A couple more like these, standing up. So a little bit more energy to hold your attention, a little bit more. Hands down. One more time, up and then into the easy twist with the block underneath your left hand. Twist here. And then stay with the pose for 3 breaths. And then look down. You can move the block out of the way. Come to a wide-legged forward fold. We'll add a couple of twists here. So right hand reaches up. You could always set up the block underneath your bottom hand. Left hand reaches up. Inhale. Twist once more, each side. Reach up. Here we go. And then both hands down. Get rid of the block. Walk, step. Make your way to the top of the mat. Stand up, 1 vertebrae at a time. Chin is tucked into your chest until you come all the way up to the top. Great, let's do another standing sequence. So pick up your right foot, step to the back of the mat. We'll start with warrior 2, facing the back of your mat. So bend your right knee as deeply as you can. Extend your arms out from your shoulders. Feel yourself firmly grounded right here in the center. Your right hand, your front hand, reaching into the future. All those things that you're anxious about that are coming. Right hand's reaching towards those. Your back hand, your left hand, it's reaching into the past. All those things you regret doing, that's back there. But here you are, right in the middle, right in this moment. Bravely persevering against all of those anxious thoughts. The racing heart, the nausea. Not right now. Right now you're just doing a yoga practice, right here in this moment. Bend your knee a little bit deeper. If your mind starts to wander off and you're thinking of something else to do, don't let it, stay with it. You're situated right here in the middle, between the future and the past. All right, straighten your legs, point your toes towards the side of the mat, reach your hands up and overhead, and then come to warrior 2 on the other side. You can apply that analogy if you want, or you can just be here in warrior 2. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Fix your gaze on your outstretched middle finger. Bring your hands to your waist. Straighten your legs. Pivot your feet to the front of the mat. We'll do another standing sequence this time, or a standing pose. This time, extended side angle. Bend your right knee, right elbow onto your right knee. Reach your left hand up and over your ear. Come back and just windmill your hands back. Set up on the other side. Extended side angle. Try to create some space between your left ear, and your left shoulder. So you're pressing your elbow down and in to your knee, creating lots of space here, and then lots of length all through your right side body. And then there's all of this energy out through the outside edge of your right foot, all the way to your extended right fingertips. Don't forget to breathe. Take 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, stand yourself up. And then just heel toe your feet together. Comes to stand tall, right in the middle of your mat. Set up for tree pose, Vrikshasana. Pick up your right knee. Press the right sole of your foot into your right inner thigh. Hands together in front of your heart. Just find equilibrium on this balancing foot. Gazing straight ahead. Switch sides, both feet down. Vrikshasana, tree pose on the other side. See if you can use your attention on the poses and the breath to curtail the onslaught of thoughts that is constantly bubbling up in your mind. See if you can use yoga as the tool just to quiet your mind, even for just a second. Bring your hands down by your side, release your feet down to the mat, and then big step up to the top of the mat. Sweep your hands up. Inhale, reach up, glorious new energy. Exhale, let go anything that's no longer serving you. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, folds. Stand up, inhale. We'll add this little breathing exercise. So bring your hands down to your heart center. You can stay at the top of your mat. Sweep your hands up, take a breath in, and then it's a 3-part exhale. So it's like you bend your knees slightly. It's like stand all the way up, inhale. So exhale in 3 parts, very forcefully through your mouth. Stand up, take breath in, breathe in. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Stand all the way up, inhale. Keep going with that. Be creative with your arms. Stand up. Why not? One more time. You're all by yourself in your room. Reach up, let it go. Great, stand all the way up, inhale. Stand strong and proud and steady. In mountain pose, hands by your side, feet firmly rooted into the mat. We'll wrap up our practice by flowing through to seated or lying down. Reach your hands up, inhale. Hands to the mat, fold forward. Look up and lengthen, breathe in. Step back to low plank. Lift into upward facing dog, inhale. Press back, downward facing dog. And then come forward to high plank and lower down to the mat. You did this before, this is the last time. Just make a little pillow for your forehead. And then press yourself back to child's pose. Set the props up if you need them. You've been here before. Maybe you don't this time, or maybe you just need the block for your forehead. Something to connect your forehead, your third eye, down to the mat. And just curl up into this safe little spot. And then sit yourself up. Grab a block if you have one, or a pillow. Anything really for a supported back bend. Come down onto your back. So to get there, squeeze your hands into your knees, or rather your knees in towards your chest. Sit up as tall as you can. Lift your gaze up to the ceiling. And then just rock back. Tip yourself back. And plant your feet firmly on the mat. Lift up onto your prop. So just reversing for any hunching that you do. Often if you're sad or anxious, kind of hunch our shoulders. This is just a reversal of that posture of sadness. Coming into a supported back bend. If you need a little more, you could extend your legs. It's more like supported fish. Or maybe just one leg is extended. Bring your attention back to the belly breath that we started with. So your belly expands. Count 2, 3. And then exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale 3, 2, 1. If you have one knee or both knees straight, bend them again. Plant your feet on the mat. Get rid of the block. Lower yourself down and just rest here. And then roll over onto one hip. Take your time, take a couple of breaths, sit yourself up to seated. You could sit on your block if it's handy. And sit yourself into a meditative seat, hands in your lap or on your knees. If you still have a lot of anxious thoughts running through your mind, see if you can label them just as thought. Put them in a bubble. And then maybe you can use this practice to detach yourself from those thoughts, and you'll know that they are thoughts, and you don't have to associate with every single thought that comes into your mind. You can use this image of putting each thought into a bubble and then watching it float away. So close your eyes and try that. If you've been dealing with anxiety for a long time, you certainly know many exercises to manage your rampant and frustrating thoughts. Here's one more, this thought bubble. Just using the practice of yoga, using these images as a way to see your thoughts objectively rather than immediately react to every single one. Keep yourself on your mat for a little bit longer. Remind yourself that you have control over your reactions, always. We'll end the practice together here, and then if you have some time, lie down in Shavasana. That's the deep rest pose for 5 or 6 or 10 or 60 minutes. But right now, we will say namaste, but say it to yourself. So namaste means the light in me sees the light in you, and you bow to the teacher. But really you're bowing to the teacher within. You took the time to do this practice. So bow to that teacher. Thank you, yogis, for practicing with me. Namaste. Until we meet again.